Democrats assessing their party's failure in Tuesday's special elections, trying to chart a course going forward. Some are pointing a finger once again at party leader, California Democrat Nancy Pelosi. They believe it is time she step aside.
Nancy Pelosi was a great speaker. She is a great leader, but her time has come and gone. Yes, she's a great fundraiser, but if the money that we are raising with her through her leadership is not helping us win elections, then we have to have this difficult conversation now.
Let's bring in another California congressman, Democrat Eric Swalwell. He is the co-chair of the party's Steering and Policy Committee. Congressman Swalwell, always good to see you. Thanks for being with me.
You too, Craig. Thanks for having me back.
You were appointed to that committee by Congresswoman Pelosi. What's your reaction to what we just heard there from Congresswoman Rice?
Yeah, and actually I was voted to that position by my colleagues on the Steering and Policy Committee. And so it's time for all of us to step up. No one needs to step aside. Step up and fight, not among ourselves, but for the health care of the people we represent, for job opportunities and for dreams that parents have for their kids. That's what we need to do right now and not be distracted by anything else.
So you fully support Leader Pelosi?
Yes, and I support the job that's ahead. You know, losing sucks, Craig. I wanted to win that seat, and, you know, going from losing it by 23 points back in November to losing it by 3 points now doesn't get us any closer to the majority, but it shows us that the battlefield is expanding, and the 71 seats across the country that are more competitive, those are in play. And so I'm energized more than ever, but I hate to lose.
Congressman Tim Ryan, as you know, a while back, he tried unsuccessfully, obviously, to unseat Nancy Pelosi. He said this a short time ago. This was actually this morning. Take a listen.
Well, we don't have a strong economic message. You know, when I was growing up and you'd ask my grandfather, my grandmother, you know, why are we Democrats? And it was the Democrats are for working class people. And we've lost that message.
What say you to that, that there's also a messaging problem as well?
Yeah, I grew up in a similar household, and I think our message is that under every roof in America are the dreams that every family has for their kids, for their job, and for their health care, and we're for you. And we just need to do a better job of communicating that. But in the way that we work here, we're standing up for those policies. We just need to make sure it connects with more people. And we should learn from Georgia, Craig. There's no question that we should all talk about what we can do better.
As you know, Georgia and in other special elections as well, some of the most successful ads for Republicans have been ads that feature Nancy Pelosi. If we know that she is such a lightning rod, why not give someone else an opportunity? One could argue that it's worked out reasonably well for Republicans. Their fundraising hasn't suffered at all.
Yeah, they don't go after you if you're ineffective, Craig. And, you know, look, I learned when I was a...
But how can you make the argument, Congressman, with all due respect, how can you make the argument that she's been effective? You guys haven't won a single special election. November, as you know, didn't go your way. How can you still make the argument that Nancy Pelosi is an effective minority leader?
Yeah, every special election that was held back in November, those seats we lost by 20 points or more, and we brought them all down within single digits this time. So we're making progress. But, Craig, let me just give you an example, because I'm an example of a new leader, a 36-year-old that earned a seat at the table recently. And when we did the omnibus bill, the spending and budget package a month and a half ago, Donald Trump wanted to build a wall. He wanted to defund Planned Parenthood. He wanted to defund the State Department. He wanted to get rid of the EPA and really deconstruct that. And when I looked at the budget that Nancy Pelosi negotiated, I looked around the table and I said, are we being punked? Is this for real? Did they really agree to this? But we were able to leverage the energy that our supporters have across the country, and a majority of the Republicans in the House voted against their own budget. Imagine that. They have the House, the White House, and the Senate, and they voted against their own budget. That's the skill and experience that we have in Nancy Pelosi, but that's because all of us worked with her, and she's given us those opportunities. So we need to move forward and get more victories like that, and then put ourselves in the majority so that we can cut our time in hell in this country in half in 2018.
We've just seen the Senate version of the GOP health care bill. Again, I know it's only been out for a few hours. I assume you've had an opportunity to look at least a summary of it. Your initial reaction?
Well, we have to suit up right now, Craig, and not sulk over that loss in Georgia, because people who are going to lose their health care based on this Senate plan are counting on us. So if Donald Trump thought that the House bill was mean, it's probably mean. And this bill is no better. So we have work ahead of us.
All right. Congressman Eric Swalwell of California. Congressman, always appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Still ahead, lots of questions about